Hey, in this video, we're gonna be talking about no-code websites. No-code websites, it's all the rage. All the rage, like last few years. And it should be, because they're friggin' awesome. My web design career goes back in time to the very beginning of web design. I did a video on that just a couple weeks ago, and everything was hand-coded, and these no-code builders are so powerful and give so much power back to the designer for the website build. It's just awesome. But how do you sell it to your clients? In this video, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks and exactly how to sell no-code websites to your clients in an effective way. Now, just to make sure we're talking the same language about no-code websites versus code websites, and I'm gonna assume you understand the difference, but here is a little snippet for those of you that might be newbies on this topic. This is the website for Apple, apple.com, and this is the code that powers that website. All this code in here, somebody wrote. They're in there typing the code pieces. And what no-code builders do is give you a design-oriented tool to build the website, and then the tool puts all the code in the back end. It does all that hand coding stuff behind the scenes. And they're super powerful. And in this video, we're gonna be using Editor X as the no-code platform for all of the examples. Editor X is a product of Wix. And Wix is a template builder that's also super powerful. Editor X is its more powerful sibling. Okay, let's dig into some meat. You currently offer web design services to your clients, or you want to offer those services and you're not quite sure how to sell it to your clients. This is the video for you. The first thing that I want to emphasize is that you are not selling a no-code website. You're selling a website. It shouldn't matter what tool you use to build the website. So you don't go to your client and say, hey, we want to build you a no-code website. That's how we build our sites, with no code. They don't care. Your client wants a website. You wouldn't go to your client and say, hey, I'm gonna make you an Adobe Illustrator logo. You don't say that. You just tell them that you're gonna design them a logo. You don't say to them that you're gonna design a Photoshop ad. You just tell them you're gonna design an ad. The tool doesn't matter, and you shouldn't highlight it a ton to the client. Now, I'm a fan of sharing what tools we use to build the things we build for our clients, and I'll show you how I do that. But I just wanna emphasize here that you're not selling a no-code website, you're selling a website. The second thing that I want to emphasize is that no-code platforms are to your benefit. Let's look back in the day. Back in the day when you would have a newspaper, somebody would typeset the newspaper. They would take all these little metal font letters and they would set them according to the design of the newspaper article. And each little letter had to be put in place. But when computers came around and started doing all the typesetting in the back end, the price of producing a newspaper didn't go down. It actually probably cost more. So the tool got faster, but the complexity of the design also got more intricate with the introduction of the computer. So this is the same kind of thing as we relate this typesetting to newspapers and coded website, hand-coded website to no-code websites. It doesn't mean that you should charge less for the work. What usually happens is that you can make cooler stuff in a faster amount of time. Your client is gonna get a cooler website than if you spent all of your budget time on coding it. You can use a no-code platform, design it, and build it in the no-code platform and produce a more complex, more interesting, more engaging end product for your client. But it doesn't mean that it should cost less, but it does give you the flexibility to be more competitive in your pricing if you choose to do that. If somebody's selling a full coded, hand-coded website and it's gonna take them longer, therefore forcing their price up, but you have a faster production process as a result of your expertise in a no-code platform, you can charge less and be more competitive in that price variable. Doesn't mean you should, but it sure is nice to have the ability to do that. Another thing relating to the pricing and the scale of a site like this is that a no-code platform is also to your client's benefit. Tools like Editor X provide a ton of awesome business and marketing, communication, management features that help that site be more powerful to the client. Because it was built on a better platform and offers more capabilities to the client, there could even be justification that it could or should cost more for the client to have you build their site on this type of a platform. Now that we've talked about what you're really selling, a website, not a no-code website, and some of the pricing justifications and how you shouldn't necessarily charge less for a no-code website, let's talk about how we actually do this process, this sales process with your clients. Now, I'm a fan, and you'll see in all of my content, and this is the way that I did it at my agency, I sell the process and I mention the tools. But I walk the client through the process that I'm gonna use to deliver results to the client. If you've taken my proposal contract course, you know that strategy, and I'm gonna show you how I do that for a no-code website right now in this video. Now I'm gonna walk you through a web design proposal for a no-code website, not a no-code website, just a website. But we're gonna be using a no-code platform. We're gonna use Editor X. We're gonna sell the client through this proposal on choosing us to do this website project. And I'm gonna show you how to incorporate Editor X into the sales flow and conversation with your client. So pretend you're the client, pretend I'm me and I'm selling my services to you, and pay attention to the cadence and how long I hang on each of these different slides and things, because this is the right pacing. I've done so many proposal pitches to so many clients, thousands of projects, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients, millions in revenue, and most of that revenue was digital related, websites, apps. And this is the flow that works the best. I've just done it so many times. Okay, check this out and do it this way, and you're gonna see some results in your business. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're gonna talk you through our web design process. We know you need a website. We've talked about that in our first conversation, and today we want to walk you through a proposal that shows you how we're going to create that for your business and why it's going to be successful. This first page is just a summary of the objectives that we've talked about already. You want to create an engaging website. You need to establish credibility in your industry, and you want to build a lead list through online form submissions. So creating a lead magnet, collecting customer information on the website. Those are three of the big priorities that you have for your new website, and this proposal is how we're going to satisfy that for you. We break our web design process into 5 different phases. Phase 1, strategy, information architecture. Phase 2, UX design or user experience design. Phase 3, user interface design. And phase 4 is beta development. Phase 5, alpha development and launch. And I'm going to take you through a brief summary of what happens in each of these phases so you know in advance what this project is going to flow like. Phase 1, strategy, information, architecture. We're going to start by having a workshop strategy meeting with you. We're going to talk about your content. We're going to get deeper into the goals and objectives. We're going to talk about your target users and what actions we want them to take on your site. We got to get this strategy stuff in place so that the site fulfills those objectives. So we start each engagement with a roughly 1-hour workshop meeting together where we extract that information from you. Then we go into create a content framework. That content framework is a spreadsheet of all of the pages of the site and what content we anticipate being on each of those pages. Is there a video on this page? Are there 7 paragraphs of text or 1 paragraph of text? We define that kind of information in this content framework step inside of phase 1. Then we go and we create a sitemap. Now we have a sitemap that is like a little org chart of each page of the website and how it connects back to that homepage. And we take into consideration some of the user flow that we want to have happen. We want them to go to this page first, then this page, then this page. Phase 2 is user experience design. User experience design, I love this analogy of it's like blueprints to a house. You would never go and just grab some wood and start hammering nails to build a house. You've got to spec it all out and get the blueprints in place. And that's what this UX process is all about. We go through a wireframing process where we create blueprints for your website. We call them wireframes, and they're low fidelity, just gray box wireframes that represent all of the things we talked about in the content framework and this sitemap that we talked about in phase 1. After we complete this wireframing UX process, we're going to go into user interface design. User interface design starts with mood boarding, where we get design ideas from a variety of other places. We put them into a collage, and then we talk over those design styles with you. This is an important step toward landing on the design faster. We'll critique these styles together and talk about what's going to work, what's not going to work, what you like, what you don't like, what we like and recommend, what we don't recommend, those kinds of things. Following the mood board process, we go and we take the approved mood boards, we marry those to the wireframes, and we output the finished design. We'll design each of the pages of the site. In this project, we expect there to be about 20 to 25 pages. These visual designs will be done in just flat, non-functioning visual versions. They're not clickable yet. Creating the clickable site goes into phase 4, this beta development. And we build all of our sites on Editor X. Editor X is a super powerful platform. It's a website builder and a content management system. It gives you the power to edit content in the future, to update taglines, headlines, update content information on any of the pages. You can add team members and things. There's just so many great things that you have the power to adjust on your website through this content management system. And if you decide to work with us in the future, it just makes it easy and faster and cheaper for us to maintain that site for you as well. Now, we'll build all of the pages inside of Editor X as a beta website build. We'll get the pieces in place for all of those 20 to 25 pages that are approved in the visual design process. Then we go into alpha development and launch. And this is where we fine-tune and adjust every little morsel of detail in the site. We integrate all the final content. If we've been waiting on an image or some copy or something, we make sure all of the proper content is in place. We test the site and make adjustments for mobile responsive so that the site looks good on a mobile device or a desktop or a tablet. There are little nuances that we have to tweak in the design during this phase of the alpha build. And then another thing we love about Editor X as our build platform is it has a site checker. It will check all of the links. It will check to make sure that the site functions properly, that the site performance is acceptable. And this site checker speeds up that whole QA process for us and makes sure that there's no human error going into the live site. And when it's all said and done and ready, we click publish and the site goes live. With all of our sites, we include a 30-day bug fix. We'll fix any of the problems that were on the original version that we launched on launch day. We'll fix those things for 30 days after launch. We don't want to just throw this site over the wall to you, have it be broken, and have you having to call us all the time. We're going to manage and monitor that for 30 days. Following the 30-day bug fix, we do offer website maintenance plans and can continue to work with you and support your website needs ongoing in the future. We use a project management tool to make sure that all our communication is in place. To-do lists, milestones, deliveries, client feedback, all of those things happen inside of a central location so we stay organized and you always know what's going on with your project. This is super important and super valuable in the way that we work with our clients. And now that we've walked through this entire process, let me walk you through some of the pricing and timelines. Phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are here. We estimate roughly 1 week on some of the things, 1 to 2 weeks on others, 2 weeks on others. of a total estimated project duration time of about 8 to 9 weeks for this project. And the budget we've broken out based on the phases as well, where you can see here a budget for phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a total initial budget that you'll invest into creating this new website. And keep in mind, EditorX is a powerful platform. It includes the hosting of your website. It includes the content management system. Your domain will be hooked up in there. All of it will be this central tool that you'll use to host and manage this website in the future. EditorX does have a monthly fee that's not included in our price. We can just use one of your credit cards for that monthly fee. We don't mark it up, and that's $22 to $49 a month, depending on the plan that we end up with. And that'll come out of the strategy sessions that we have, where we'll really understand what are the content and feature needs that you need from that platform. So if this meets your expectations and you would love to work with us, we would love to work with you. The next step is that we progress toward a statement of work or a contract where we get all of these things etched in stone together and agree on all the project overview phases. Each of the rounds will be specified. You'll know all of your feedback moments and things in our detailed contract. So what questions do you have? We'd love to proceed to a contract. Let's talk about some of the questions, comments that you have, and we'll go from there. So that's the process. You don't have to go and make this a 1-hour presentation. You want to kind of snap through it. But when you get to the end of a proposal presentation like that, your client is sitting there saying, wow, this is way more organized than any of the other people that are pitching this website project to us. And by the end of them seeing all of the phases and all the detail that you put into this process, the justification to charge more goes up. All of a sudden, by the time you get halfway through that presentation, the client's sitting there thinking, well, I guess this isn't going to be a $500 website. They can tell that it's going to cost more money, and they want it. So you can charge more money because they want your process and your structure over all the willy-nilly, organic, chaotic web designers that are out there that don't have a structured process like this. Okay, so as you saw, we mentioned the platform, but the focus isn't on the no-code platform. We highlight some of the features of that tool and how it benefits the client, but the focus is on the fact that we are building a website for this client, not a no-code website. Let's recap some of the things that I want to make sure you take away from this video. Number 1, you are selling a website. You're not selling a no-code website. Number 2, no-code platforms are to your benefit, and there are benefits to the client as well. Some of the powerful tools in a no-code platform like EditorX can really benefit your client, but they're also to your benefit to produce the work faster and to create more complex and more engaging websites by using a powerful tool like this. And then that process goes through selling your process, mentioning the tools. I like to tell them what platform we're building it on because I want them to sign off on that in the agreement so that I don't get into phase 1 of the project where we're mood boarding or doing strategy or something and then them telling me they want me to build this on some other platform. I want it to be part of what they're signing off on in that sales process. Sell your process, mention the tools. Okay, I hope this video helps you. If you sell website services to your clients, or if you want to, these are some good things to keep in mind. Check out EditorX. EditorX, super powerful tool. I've been so impressed with it, honestly. It's such a powerful tool. And if you want to learn more about creating a web design business, check out my course, Web Design Business Bootcamp. I've got proposals, I've got pricing lessons, pricing worksheets, pricing calculators. I've got the entire process mapped out for you, 60 plus downloadable resources, templates for my contracts and proposals, and all the things that I built and used at my agency to produce websites for my clients. All right, thanks a lot. See you again soon.